We have a live mic, Joe, so be careful what you say.
What?
Good morning,
Wilmington,
wake up, Wilmington.
Caught me having a cracker.
Yeah, caught Jerry in the middle of his mid-morning snack already.
You say you're a cracker.
Yeah,
You're Uncle Cracker.
Uncle Cracker.
City s'mores.
What do you call those?
City s'mores.
City
City s'mores.
Joe Davis is in the
You don't
house.
have to, s'more, you have to go out and cook.
Yeah.
Make, you can, inside the city, you can make this. 'Cause you don't have,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
you don't have to put it over
They're
fire.
good.
Make him anyway. They are good.
Joe Davis brought his s'mores.
S'mores.
this morning.
Oh, Kevin Martin's
All
watching.
right, Kevin Martin's watching
Hey,
already.
hey, there we go.
All right, we got 6 on.
I still haven't been able to get the show.
Imagine that.
Earthling lookalikes.
Earthlings, yes.
Lookalikes, that's right. That's
Whether
right.
I want it or not.
It's
Nah.
about mid-50s here right now.
Earthling
it's
lookalikes.
raining.
It's crappy.
It's remember you guys got a mic over there.
Yes,
It's raining.
we do.
It's pouring. The old man is snoring.
Snoring,
Anyhow,
yes.
Hello, Kevin Martin.
supposed to rain. I think
Joe Davis?
till about 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, and then
Then clear off. So we might have Chubby's Pizza tonight.
Yeah,
Everybody hold out hope.
according to Randy
Hold out
Rico,
hope.
it should be nice this evening.
Randy Rico says it'll be nice this evening. There
It's
we
supposed
go.
to clear up around 11 o'clock this morning and
11.
quit raining.
Okay. Got to throw out a couple prayers. Joey Taz Henshin, he's in the hospital. Plus, I've lost his name already. I hate that. Ty Campbell. Ty Campbell, he had a heart attack yesterday, but he's doing good.
Oh.
He's in what's the big Columbus hospital? Mount Carmel.
Mount
or something?
Carmel's big, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that hospital, so he's got to go through a procedure this morning. So prayers going out to those guys. The rest of the week, I think we're supposed to be a little bit rain free, so
About time.
we'll take it.
Yeah, after
Yes,
this
we'll
last
take
weekend of nothing but rain,
it was awful.
it was crazy.
Well, and I tell you what, it gets me is how quick. Rick and I were talking about this yesterday morning. How quick the rain gets out of some of these ponds. They're really flooded, then it goes. But yeah, I was going to Washington Courthouse
Oh,
yesterday.
that creek on through.
Rattlesnake still hadn't
Yeah.
went down.
No,
much.
it was. I went to the Willow and got some carry out, and it was full.
My driver went to the Willow than where I went. I went to the
Good morning,
dentist.
Don Wells.
Oh yeah.
Don
Yeah.
Wells, I saw Don last night. Asked Don to come on. He said, "No, baby, no."
Wifey's in the house.
Stephanie Morton, I was trying to sell your cookies the other day. Oh, I know what it was. You know how these car dealers will have, like, if you buy a car from them,
Yep.
you can get stuff from them. I said he needed to talk to your wife.
Oh, okay.
And he needed to talk to Deanne Lehrman, get the Buckeyes from Deanne.
I caught that because he was out of Hillsboro, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good guy. That's the first time I'd ever met him, but he was in the Coast Guard for 16 and a half years.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I had a lot more respect. C.T. Bowen was his name. So we got some news. Guys, feel free to comment if you'd like. Skype is gone.
Yes.
Skype, after 23 years, is gone. No more Skyping. So, Joe, no more Skyping. All those girls you pay every
What's
month.
Skype?
Skype, that's where you talk to somebody over
After
the computer.
23 years,
Oh.
Joe,
It's only been around for
Joe's
23
just
years.
catching up.
Yeah.
Newark Airport. We reported this yesterday.
Still in hot water.
Well, they lost touch with all planes for 90 seconds.
That's not good.
Back on April 28th, all radio, radar communication gone. And what's funny, 5 FAA employees took 45 days trauma leave. So that's even going to make them more short-handed.
Yeah.
And of course, it's Trump's fault. Trump's been in office 3 months, but it's his fault, according to the demos.
Yeah.
And
Well, they
Yeah.
said those air traffic controllers are mandatory retirement ages. What, 56? Yes, it's time before you get to 60,
Wow.
and their mandatory retirement age.
well, that kind of makes it. That is
they're-
a stressful job.
yeah, you get burned out real quick in that job.
That is a stressful job.
Oh, no doubt.
But anyhow, first of all, it's a problem they've had for years. They got to get all the infrastructure built back up. And speaking of infrastructure, let's switch gears here a little bit. Issue 2 is on the ballot today. It is election day.
I just saw that on my phone.
So you need to go vote. Let me give you the little overview of it.
Well, they're trying to slip this in because they know people aren't going to be out voting, and they want to pass it. I always am leery of anything that wants to change the Constitution.
Well, let me read what this says. This is from our buddy Jim and I. Ohio Issue 2, appearing on the May 6, 2025 primary election ballot, is a proposed constitutional amendment focused on funding public infrastructure projects across the state. Here's a breakdown of what it entails. The amendment aims to authorize the state of Ohio to issue general obligation bonds to fund local public infrastructure improvements. These improvements encompass projects like roads, bridges, water supply systems, and wastewater treatment facilities. If approved, the state would be allowed to issue up to $2.5 billion in bonds over a 10-year period. The annual cap for bond issue would be $250 million. State Capital Improvement Program, Issue 2, continues the SCIP, a program that has been in place since 1987. So it's a continuation of a program providing financial assistance to local governments for infrastructure projects. The outcome of the vote will significantly impact local governments' ability to maintain and improve essential infrastructure. It is important to note that this issue is separate from any funding concerning sports stadiums such as the Cleveland Browns Stadium. This has nothing to do with that. Bipartisan support. Issue 2 has received bipartisan support from Ohio lawmakers. In essence, Issue 2 is about whether Ohio voters want to allow the state to borrow money to help local governments pay for crucial infrastructure repairs and upgrades. So,
The state can still borrow money. The difference is when it's a constitutional change, what that means is the state doesn't have to come back to the public and ask for their permission again. So once they get this, it's like an American Express card that they can just charge what they want.
Because I'm thinking they can already fix infrastructure. If the state decides, hey, we need to fix this bridge over this major road that we've got, they can do it. What's the difference?
okay, let me explain, Guido. Let me explain.
That's what I'm asking.
All right, here I'm gonna give you, I think, both sides of it. What you're saying is exactly right. The problem is the state doesn't like to give local villages, cities, anything like that, their money anymore. When I was mayor 20-some years ago, we got a lot of money from the state to do stuff without having to ask for it. John Kasich, when he got all PO'd at the retirement systems, state teachers' retirements, apply OPERS, all the public retirement, he started putting screws in to local funding, not only school funding, but local village, local government funding. So the government side of me says, this is a no-brainer, you gotta pass it, yes, it's already there. It's just another way the state can say, look, we didn't spend all that money, we saved your money, although we borrowed it so these local governments can have it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's more in the facade of it. The state...
It doesn't take a constitutional amendment,
the
though.
State Election Commission, but I think that's the main reason. State Election Commission guy was at the Century Club last night. He said he's voting for it. And I will probably vote for it. Only 2% of the public has voted right now.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that they're pushing this, and they're pushing this on a primary in May, when they know traditionally people don't go out and vote when there's only one issue on the ballot.
Unless you've got the school boards going on or something like that.
Could be, yeah.
I know Massey's got their school board, or got their school levy on there, yeah.
Isn't there something about that they can impose some kind of a tax to pay that back, and it doesn't have to be voted on? They
It
can just-
didn't say anything.
It's a
about that.
constitutional
I think
amendment.
I read that somewhere.
Anything that's in the amendment, the public has no say in once the amendment is
Well,
made.
and the thing is, government's issued bonds for 100 years. You know, that's not a big deal. And this program has been going on since 1987. It runs out. So now they're just trying to reinstate it.
So that it never runs out.
And exactly, and reinstate it away so they don't have to ever vote on it.
They don't have to come back to the public if the public says, hey, this
isn't right.
This has been a mistake. We've gone deep into debt. The money's been misspent. There's been trips to Turkey and Hungary and
Not supposed to be.
well,
I mean,
not supposed to be, but we
For fact-finding missions, yes.
if you
Yes.
listen to
Yeah.
what
Let's
I
see how they
said,
build bridges in Uzbekistan.
well, unfortunately, that's the way a lot of Americans feel right now because the trust of the government is way down, which
Amen.
I get. But this is Ohio. It's not federal government, so that's a little bit of a difference. But
Yeah, we're getting screwed closer to the people.
well,
Closer to home.
Wait a second. Let me explain something again here, Guido. They're going to take it whether you want to take it or not. They're going to take it one way or the other. This is one way at least.
I would
they can
at
learn.
least want them to fight tooth and nail to take it, not where they just get this open-ended credit card and they just go to the piggy bank whenever they want.
But you're missing the point. The point is, it's like in Sabina. You do anything, water, sewer, anything like that, you're talking hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of
no
dollars.
doubt.
And if they don't have things like this that they can at least apply for and try to get,
Nothing will ever
I
get
don't
done.
object, Charlie, to the fact that there's money available.
But
what I object to is that it's a constitutional amendment. It doesn't have to be. They can go to the public when they need funding, and the public can say yay or nay.
But like
you
you're
can't
saying,
say
like
nay.
you said this a minute ago, when this one guy got there, he started putting the screws. Well, they can still say no to Sabina if they say if they don't want all that.
but
they
at
can
least
still
there's
say
an
no.
option. At least there's an option.
All we're doing with all
How
these
do you
different,
feel about it?
these
You're
different
on a
issues are
local
changing our
government board.
Constitution. We
I
don't
don't like
need
it.
to change the Constitution.
So you don't like it. Why don't you like it? Even though
Well-
you can get money from New Vienna.
Getting money anymore is like,
It's hard anyhow.
oh God, it's
It's hard
It's
anyhow.
less and less, and I don't know. But no, because I read somewhere, and I'm gonna have to do some research on that before I go vote. But that they could, to pay back that money, they could impose tax without it. You're giving them the right to impose a tax, just like you're passing a tax along with this.
But
I
that's
realize that.
something, if the local government has to pay it back through a tax, that would have to be voted on.
Well,
No, not if it's
Not
written
if
into
you-
the
Not if it's
Constitution.
in the Constitution, they
not
have the
if
right
you-
to do it.
I want me to read it again.
well, it didn't show up in there.
You
but
can read it 10 times, Charlie. It still doesn't
I mean,
make
if
any
it's
difference.
if it's a
I am
500-page thing, you're not going to read
I'm
it. This,
opposed to anything that has to change the Constitution in order to get unlimited funding. It's the same thing. School.
Well, it's not unlimited. There's a limit on it.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you want to pay that tax bill when
And
it comes to it?
in my opinion, the amount of money that they listed, considering the whole state of Ohio, is just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
It's not much.
I don't like to give bureaucrats control at will of my money and my tax money.
So we got both sides of it, folks. So there you go. I'm probably going to support it just because I've been there on
Your side of it.
on the local government side of it.
Well, nobody's denying the fact that we need infrastructure.
No, no.
Although we keep supposedly passing different things for infrastructure here and there. It's sort of like the lottery was paying for schools. The money never gets spent, or if it does, it's not spent for what it was raised for. And this will be the same way. They're going to raise billions of dollars, and you know this money's not going to go for the. They'll categorize infrastructure as buying a new fleet of cars, you know, for Sabina's huge police force that they've expanded.
This is all, yeah, you heard me say it. It's all water, sewer, roads, bridges. That's what it's for.
I mean, it's like the rain tax that the city of Wilmington has. you know, on the amount of rain that goes off your roof and off your driveway. And, you know, it's BS that government does, and they just keep doing it. People have got to say enough.
Is there anything on there that says this can only be used for?
Well, I
that's
just
what
read
they're-
it to you.
That's what they're
Yeah,
saying.
that's what. Yeah, I just read it to you. Water, sewer, roads, bridges, anything that's considered infrastructure.
Yeah.
So vote however you want to vote on, folks.
I need a new bridge to my over my creek to my house.
Here's the thing, though. If you don't go vote, don't bitch.
Don't complain.
Right.
Joanne says no on issue 2.
That's because you've listened to Rick.
Ah,
Yes,
that's because
on
I'm an
issue 2.
influencer, Charlie.
Wish we had a vote for what AES is doing to our farm. Yeah, well, there is a big meeting about that tonight. Vicky Kendall, I don't know a lot about that, but I do know it's going to affect a lot of farmers.
The power lines are going from a substation southwest of Wilmington and south of Wilmington.
Is it underground or above ground?
No, it's above ground.
It's above ground.
And it's going to go.
To the power plant for the new battery plant
Yeah,
in Jeffersonville.
it's to supply more power to the new, but it's just like AES, and they're replacing all these meters. And people are saying, you know, it's funny when they put these digital meters in.
My bill went
My
up.
bill went up half as much
threefold.
more. Oh yeah, they're anxious to get all this replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they've got unlimited control of adjusting your meter remotely.
Yeah.
They did do a little Vivek Ramaswamy update last night. I guess he is looking at trying to get rid of the state income tax to make Ohio a more competitive state.
Oh, that will.
Yeah.
That definitely will.
All right. Well, listen, that was only my first bit of news. So when we come back from the break,
We'll divulge into
get the
number
rest
2.
we'll get into the rest of the news.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio, the perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization, event, or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com, or give us a call at 740-335-6481, and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Forget the clown princes of basketball, the Harlem Globetrotters. There's a new all-star, family-friendly comedy polo team taking the sporting entertainment world by storm. The Equine Trots.
Bringing their highfalutin, high-kicking, mallet-swinging, horsey hijinks to an equestrian center near you.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. Made up stories just like these.
As well as real news about what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
On the Murphy Report. News the way it's meant to be delivered.
In less than 30 minutes, or it's free.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
Amanda, my buddy Sam was recently tossed from his own horsey all the way across the arena, landed in a soft bale of hay right next to another horse that was already asleep.
Oh my, that sounds dangerous. What's his condition?
Stable.
The Murphy Report.
Remember.
We're back.
Oh.
And we're not going to talk about issue 2 anymore.
No, but we do want to.
We have a split.
We want to bring.
group.
We want to bring people's attention to the fact that we posted an old Zoo Crew video that's pinned to the top of this feed on Facebook. Take a look at that. It's from a year ago, basically, the 30th.
5 years ago, isn't it?
Well, 5 years ago, yeah. The 30th of June, just before the 4th of July, and right smack dab in the middle of COVID. and look at these brilliant people and what they thought about COVID and what was pulled over people's, the wool over their eyes, and what we now know today. But just it just shows you how you can trust your government, because they're always honest, they're always fair, and they have your best interest at heart.
Local government most of the time does.
Be leery. No, I don't think so. I think from what I've
You're
seen,
saying Jerry doesn't have his best interest of his constituents in
I wouldn't
mind?
trust Jerry any farther than I know Jerry. I know the man.
No, be careful, because you could throw him. He's not that
Aren't you
big.
leaving the government life, Jerry?
I'm going to retire.
There. See, I second that emotion.
That's a song. All right.
And I don't care how many women like him.
There you go.
That's the reason we got our numbers we get.
What's your position now before you retire?
I'm just a councilman.
Council.
Just councilman.
Just a salesman, just a councilman.
Just a councilman. Just a councilman.
You know, I grew up in New Vienna.
Well, I do
so
have some.
When I go back,
I
it's
have
like
some news about
so
Wilmington
different.
City Council, and
Not
I'm
for
not
you.
going to get into it. But all I can say is, apparently, we've been told that we should be very aware and watch council meetings for the next couple council meetings, because there may be some fireworks in the city of Wilmington, and we'll wait and see. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, let's get on with the news.
All right.
Yeah.
3G Capital is buying Skechers for $9.4 billion. It's going to be a private company now.
Okay, private equity company.
That's the old man shoe company, right?
All right, now you
No.
know.
Kids are starting to buy that. That's amazing.
You know, we've talked about self-driving taxis,
Oh,
and we all decided none of us really were interested in getting on a
Yeah,
self-driving
so you want an
taxi.
18-wheeler driving
Yeah.
by
Get
itself?
this, yeah. Self-driving semis are officially going on right now, making long-haul deliveries in Texas. They say by
That's your
2035, 1 in 10 that's a lot. 1 in 10 semis will be self-driving.
Well, right now, it can't be any worse than the illegals that are driving trucks that can't even read road signs.
That's right.
So, I mean, the Texas just had there were 5 people killed in Texas from an illegal that they said there might have been alcohol involved, but the point was,
Tequila!
it was a big accident. And it was on I-35, which is the major north-south that runs from Canada down into Texas. And there were 5 people that were killed in
Well,
that
when
accident.
he came across, he probably was given a driver's license. Probably didn't have to pass a test. Just here's a
Well, I think
driver's license.
Trump is at least saying that they have to pass. They have to be able to speak and to read English. That would be helpful if you're out on the road trying to read a road sign.
Well, that's why we have
actually,
signs.
I actually saw that. A Dollar General truck. I was out Dollar General, just happened to be out there, and the driver was trying to find out something, and he did not speak English. And he was driving the Dollar General truck, and he was trying to find out how to get to this other one, and they had to call into dispatch and get a hold of somebody that could explain to him where he had to go.
Well, it's not just interstate highways.
Oh, it's
These trucks are
everywhere.
coming into your towns.
Oh, yeah.
We got trucks right here in Wilmington that come through Wilmington, and you don't. It's sort of like how they said that 15%. It's probably higher now. 15% of the people that are out there are probably driving, 1, without insurance.
oh yeah.
2, they're driving drunk or impaired in some way. And so how many people, 3, are out there that can't read the road signs
Yeah.
to know where they're going?
Cheyenne Duggins, he's watching. Don Wells, Clyde Finley, Vicky Kendall, Charlize Matos, and Jackson Daniel, Rita Wolf. Good morning, JD. Sorry, but if you vote yes for this today, JD, that doesn't help your Brownie Stadium. Just so you know. All right, just wanted you to know. Clyde just said $95 generals are closing up. That's all right. They could close up 2,095. I don't know if you notice the difference.
Well, I mean,
They're everywhere.
Every city's got $5
Right.
something stores.
I mean, Wilmington's got I don't know how many.
We still have 4. I think we had like 6.
Aurora Trucking Company has already logged 1,200 human-free miles.
Well, 1,200 isn't that much.
No, but I'm just telling you what I got. No white smoke yet. No white smoke yet.
Oh, no, they don't even go into.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow they lock them in, lock them down.
Well, yeah, they're in there smoking a cigar right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said that they've got 2 hotels because there's so many of these new Cardinals and stuff that they've got the old hotel and the new hotel. So now they're drawing their names out of a hat to find out who gets to stay in the morgue.
What they were afraid of was that the old pope that's now deceased was very influential on getting new cardinals that were very liberal, and so there's only like 4 conservative potential popes, and I think most Catholics are looking for a conservative. There's a black pope, and I forget which country he's from, maybe Africa. But anyway, that is considered the front runner as far as the conservative.
Yeah, he's the most conservative
side of the Pope. He looks great in his cardinal uniform, doesn't he?
Now, there's also a guy, though, hanging outside the Vatican dressed as the Pope that's not the Pope. He's getting, wasn't Trump, no, it's a black guy. He's getting pictures of himself everywhere.
Gee.
He's got a funny name like Boomer or something.
When did you see the picture of Trump?
Yeah.
A
Trump
funny
dressed
name
up
like
as a Pope.
Charlie or.
Let's see. We got, what else we got? Canadian Prime Minister visits today. That could be interesting.
That should be some fireworks.
Well, it could be some fireworks, or the guy from Canada, if he's smart, he just comes in. Hello, Mr. Trump. Hello, President Trump. Yes, President Trump.
No, he's not going to do that.
No.
Well,
He's feeling
wait
his
a
oats.
second. No, wait a second. Wait a second. If he wants anything, he's going.
Yeah.
Because.
I don't think he's prepared to be kissing at this point.
Well,
because
but
he's pretty confident.
he had to stand strong to show that he could get elected. But when he's with Trump behind closed doors,
That's
I
what I
think-
was getting ready to say. In front of a camera,
Yeah,
he can be bold and
Yeah.
this. Then they shut the door and him and Trump, and then it's like, hey, I'll do this, I'll do this.
yeah, let's make this look good. But I got to still look strong because that's kind of what I read.
Well, he's already come out like the dictator that he is, because did you see where all cars older than the year 2000 are going to be phased out in the next few years in Canada?
That's
They're going to
dumb.
they're going to make people turn those cars
I'd have to turn one in.
in.
I got a 1991.
Right, and then they're
If I
not
want to
even,
turn it in, they can pay
they're
me
not,
for it.
They're not differentiating the fact that they might be classics.
Oh,
They're not
jeez.
saying anything about
Yeah.
that. The other thing, did you see where they are? He's saying that all trucks that are lifted have to be put back down on the ground. They have to take the lifts out and restore it to the tenting on the. This is Canada.
He's not going to last
That-
very long.
Well, he's gonna be there for 4 years.
Maybe.
And then
the last one didn't
and
make it
he
4
was even
years.
talking about the tent on the windows. They're going to enforce the proper tent on the
I
windows.
That's what they said about this guy in
This,
Germany.
this is the
When-
Prime Minister of Canada
I don't
that's
mind
worried
that.
about the tent on windows and lifts on trucks.
They do that here in
I
Ohio.
don't mind the tent thing because that's a safety thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk up, if you're a cop and
But
you
it's
walk
not.
up, you can't
What
see.
what if President Trump was saying that about tinted windows? We'd be thinking he was a nutcase.
You figure that would be the last list, last on
president
this
doesn't
agenda.
get involved in things like tinted
But you
windows.
got to remember, this is Canada. It's smaller than the size of Texas.
I don't know. I can remember having to scrape window 10 off to keep somebody from
All
getting
right, here we go. Let's see what else we got here. This is an interesting story that you don't hear everywhere. Wisconsin woman missing for 63 years, found in another state. And she just decided she was going to live a different life.
She was working at a Jack in a Box, I think.
63 years.
Wow.
That's a long time to stay off the grid and be another person.
Yeah.
Think about it.
She got
Pope, the Pope Mobile, the last Pope donated one of his Pope Mobiles to be refitted as a mobile health clinic for Gaza.
a mobile.
Now,
they're not that big.
have you seen? I know, that's what I was thinking too.
It's like a golf cart.
Well, they'll probably hook a trailer to it.
Well, no, if he's talking about the open-aired one that he drives in, it's like
it
the size
decent?
of a small pickup truck, maybe.
Now, it's going to be a.
Yeah.
Well,
Mobile.
it can't be lifted. They got to take the lifts off.
That's only in Canada. Screw Canada. This is in the Gaza Strip. But did you see where Israel is building up troops all around the Gaza Strip?
Yeah, they're going to go in and do
Boys,
another
it's
ground
happening.
attack.
It's happening. I tell you what, this is. Is this the beginning of World War III? You gotta
No,
wonder.
it won't start there.
According to the Bible, it does.
Yeah, well,
According to the Bible, it does. And it's going to be interesting.
did it actually mention World War III in the Bible? That could be World War VI.
Not exactly. All right, so let's see what else I got news-wise. That might be it.
Amen.
Oh no, I got one last thing. Since Trump's talking about the movies and everything, he putting a big tariff on foreign movies, which I don't think is a bad idea. We got some movie. I'm gonna name a movie.
Does this mean that when I watch streaming services on Netflix, I won't have to watch the movies that have the captions down at the bottom that don't have English as far as in the movie? Is that what they'll do?
No, they're just gonna pay more to bring them over.
The movies you watch, Rick, you don't read the captions anyway.
I was gonna say.
I watch all these movies on Netflix now. You know, they
What
don't
was
even
your
have
last
English
review?
subtitles.
Behind the Green
They don't
Door.
have clothes either.
Behind the Green Doors, that's the favorite of Uncle Punky.
Ron
Oh,
Reynolds Wars and Rumors Award. Well, I tell you what, it's not a rumor. They're building up right now. It's going to happen.
Well, they're going to go in and they're going to clean
And
up.
they're having one up there at,
But Gaza can't fight
Russia.
back. Gaza, they don't have any way to fight back.
No.
And Syria's, some of these other
they're
Arab
all a
countries,
mess over there.
they're not going to get involved.
Israel and Saudi Arabia just need to take it all over. Iran's next. Iran will be, if Iran doesn't play ball, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. All right, here we go. Let's go to a brighter subject when we come back from the break. We'll be back, and then I'm going to ask you about where some movies were shot at. We'll test a little bit of your
Test
movie knowledge.
All right, let's go to break.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
You might want to think twice before putting forth any effort in improving your station in life. Why being all it's cracked up to be turns out not to be all it's cracked up to be.
Just ask the Liberty Bell.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up news you didn't know you needed to know, including all the latest real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in Wilmington, Ohio.
With the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
On a somewhat related note, Amanda, in my youth, I was once referred to as all that and a bag of chips.
I imagine nowadays you're referred to as all that and an extra large bag of chips. Fried in lard.
Absolutely. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Game on.
Game on.
Play the game tonight. Can you tell me if it is wrong?
I haven't picked a
or right?
theme yet. Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to do a game show. Details to come later. Should be fun.
What's it called?
Well, everything is waiting for the fiber to be installed, and hopefully.
It's called Game On.
Yeah, but I'm.
Well, the
It's like
initial
top eight.
top 8.
Yeah, the initial game is going to be like Family Feud.
Yeah.
But we will have 5 different games, one each day, Monday through Friday. And tentatively, right now, it's 11 to noon, and we don't care about the Price is Right. Because Charlie has such a compelling personality that as the host of Game On, he'll
overshadow
everybody will be watching. Plus,
Drew Carey.
You can actually have the opportunity as
be
far
on.
as to win prizes, because we're actually going to be having prizes
We're going to start in here
for the
tomorrow.
wieners. Yeah, for the wieners.
For the weenies?
Yeah.
Joe Davis brought his wonderful city s'mores today, and they are good.
They're good.
If you ever catch him out at B-Dubs and he has them, make sure you get one.
You got
You take him out there,
You got
don't
to pick all the hair out of them.
Well, I go to B-Dubs Live.
He's got all kinds
I
of
give them
hair
to people that, just customers sometimes.
Yeah, well, I know you do.
I
That's
don't
what
just
I
give
thought.
it to the
I'm
girls out
surprised they
there.
let you give them out. They're afraid
Yeah, I'm surprised they let you bring in cooked food and
people will get poisoned.
It's not cooked.
cooked.
It's
Well,
uncooked.
homemade food to bring in. Yeah.
Tries on Matt Beamer.
CT likes Family Feud. There you go.
That's what his wife said.
Well,
too.
the other thing is you'll actually be able to play at home. We'll give you a website you go to. You can actually on your Android or your iPhone, you'll have your own buzzer. You can buzz in.
Oh, jeez.
So it's going to be very.
Sounds like
very
it's going to be
fun.
cutthroat.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Bribes will not be accepted.
Of course.
Will this be as good as when you're asking a question and I'm at home and I write the answer down on my phone and send it? 15 minutes later, you go, "Hey, Joe just said this as the answer to the question you just now asked, but I was answering
That's
the
why
question
we're waiting
15
for
minutes
fiber.
ago."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rachel's fiber's
Yeah,
gonna take
fiber
will take-
is the key because that's for the game show.
Fiber
that's for
makes things move.
Let's get
Yeah.
personal. That's the fiber is supposedly
Just like
under
Raisin Bran.
construction.
Oh,
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
it makes things flow.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys the name of the movie. You guys tell me the country it was filmed in.
Movies.
Is this a game, Charlie?
I know, it's a list.
it's filler time.
It's a list.
It's filler time.
Yeah, it's checking.
It's fun, though.
Yeah.
And plus, our folks at home like to do these. All right, where
What
was
makes you think that, Charlie?
Because a lot of times they'll tune.
They'll jump in.
comment.
You
They'll
like
comment.
three
The band is off the stage, changing clothes for the next set, and we got to do something to fill time.
Okay, Mamma Mia. Where was Mamma Mia filled out?
Why are they called cookies? They're
Italy.
baked. Shouldn't they be calling them bakies?
Italy.
What is it?
Mamma
I think
mia.
it was like an island.
You're
I think.
close.
Sicily.
Sicily?
Sicily.
Italy is close.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an island over in that area, and it over Mediterranean.
A lot of times, what Joe's hair is when
Joe
Gone.
doesn't have
with
hair.
what,
Joe
with what
don't.
hair he has.
Joe does have no hair.
I'll just give you a hint.
He's
Joe's
a hairless. A Mexican hairless. He's got more hair on his chin than he does the rest of his head.
hair, especially when it's shiny.
Where the hell is that? The Baltic?
Baltic Sea? Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
That's
Now,
good.
It was just-
No more s'mores for
I'm
you.
done. I'm cut off from the s'mores.
country, kind of made up of a bunch of islands, I believe.
I
Sardinia. Oh, we have a winner. Vicky Kendall. See, look
The
at him.
Greek islands?
Greece. Yeah, Greece. That's where it was at.
Yeah.
See, I
What the
knew it
hell's
was
that
over
got to do
there
with Joe's
somewhere,
hair?
but
Greasy hair.
Oh, that's a far-fetched one there.
Oh, come on. All right, Lord of the Rings, all of them. Where was that at?
I'm just going to say England.
No.
Ireland,
South, it's farther south and
South
east.
Wales.
Hey, Leonard Shore,
South
Leonard's
and
Auto
east.
Repair right there in Sabina. Traditions is gone, Leonard.
I hate
We're in
that.
mourning.
east
We're
of where?
morning.
East of
East
England or east of here?
South and east of England. Way south and east.
Michelle's in the house.
Where's the Lord of the Rings filmed? 2 words. And it's sure not old.
I'm going to say New something. New Guinea?
New.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New
There we
Zealand.
go.
CT.
Good job, CT. All right.
Google's a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, I've heard of this one too.
Oh, that was filmed in L.A.
No, close. It's farther west than
It's,
LA.
it's one of the
guarantee you it was
Hawaiian
filmed in
islands,
LA.
isn't it?
Hawaii. Joe
Yeah,
Davis
I
gets
think
it.
part of it was filmed on the set of
Hawaii.
Lost.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah, probably true.
Yeah.
All right, Lost in Translation.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
well,
What was it about?
Yeah.
Hell,
Hawking?
I don't know. Lost in
Hawking.
Translation. Let's just put it this way: it's some of Joe Holden's favorite food.
Chinese food. China.
Not Chinese, but
Japanese.
Japanese,
Just
Thailand.
Japan.
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 No, I think the discussion with Joe Holden was the Chinese.
Yeah, it was, but I got you to the right answer.
Well, Charlie, that is misinformation.
No, I
You
led you.
cannot be misinforming people.
Asian
I
food.
led you down the path to success.
Not everybody.
That's
is
what a
Chinese.
teacher does.
It was
I'm
Asian
not
food.
sure this path's headed to success.
Hey, Furioso Mad Max.
Australia.
Australia, very good.
I was going to say Australia is what I was
Yeah,
on
very
top
good.
of.
Last one. See how quick this went? Before
Not quick enough.
sunrise.
What's that?
Sunset.
That's,
Before Sunrise.
it's dark outside.
It's a movie. These are all movies,
Oh,
Joe
this
Davis.
is a movie. All
Never
these
heard of it.
obscure movies that we have
Yeah.
never heard of.
Never heard of it. Don't know what
And
it's
then we're
like or
trying to figure
about.
out
Joe
what
Davis,
Why were they made
you
at?
know what?
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. This isn't my list. I copied it down.
He always blames someone else, but he brings these stupid lists in.
Now, you've done well so far.
Come on,
Vietnam.
Jer.
Sounds a lot like our last one.
What? Oh, give us a clue
Australia?
of what it's about. You know, like Jurassic Park. We know it's about dinosaurs, but this one, I don't know what it's
It's about
about.
happenings at the night before sunrise.
Austria.
It's about prostitutes?
We got it right there.
Austria.
Austria.
Yeah, who told you over the phone? Yeah.
No, it hadn't
It
popped
was
up.
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin just now came
That
up.
just now came after because Charlie said Australia.
Sound like Australia.
So Austria.
See? Led my students down the path to success. Good job, students. Good job, students.
The path
All
of
right.
the yellow brick road.
Quit sucking up.
Yeah.
Do you have a today in history? Do you have a today in history?
Got a little bit.
Well, you guys gonna play ping pong?
You go.
Play what?
Play what?
Ping pong?
Back and forth. Well, today in history, that's what they usually
That's,
do. One says
that's
one.
pong.
And
Pong. Pong.
I'll let Rick do his and I'll see if there's anything.
Well, how
on
far do you want to go back?
it. Oh, it's about far back as you want to go.
Well, you can go
It's
back
history.
as far as you want, as long as today.
Today.
That's the- Hence the today in
It's
history,
history.
Rick.
Okay. Here we go. 1837, U.S. blacksmith John Deere creates the first steel plow in Grand Tour, Illinois.
Was it
John-
green?
It probably was just an old rusty piece of metal then, but yeah, it is green now, folks, that's for sure. 1840, the world's first adhesive postage stamp, the black penny, is used in Great Britain.
Yeah.
oh, Great Britain.
Yes.
Okay. I think Andrew Jackson was the first one that started the stamps over here.
Who was the first person in this country that licked the stamp?
The owl on the Tootsie Roll.
Down with this real commercial.
In 1889, at the World's Fair in Paris opens up with the recently completed Eiffel Tower, serving as the entrance to the arch.
Do you know at the top of that is like a little apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
guy.
did you
that-
also know that it was constructed to be deconstructed after the fair, but they never
Never did.
decided
But
to
here's
take
the
it
interesting
down?
part. The lifts and the towers were not ready, so visitors who wanted to see it had to climb 1,710 stairs.
Not me.
One way.
One way.
One way.
Would you have to jump?
Yeah.
To get
well, I'm just saying it's 3,400 stairs round trip. So too bad they didn't have stair counters back then, or step counters back then, because you got a lot of steps in that sucker.
Yeah.
Not me, baby. Not me.
Well, have
That
you ever
little-
taken the elevator upstairs here, Rick?
No.
There is
There is no elevator, yes.
It's all steps.
Yes, because
Wait
we
a minute. Wait a
Steep
minute.
steps.
I'll reel him in for you.
no, because
Thanks, Charlie.
we've had people.
He looked bewildered.
Yeah, because we've had people who bought tickets to the concerts who thought there was an elevator to get upstairs, and when they saw they had the roundabout steps to get up there, they're like,
Right.
"Wow,
Right.
yeah." And somebody said, "Well, we need to do something." I said, "You can't do anything here.
No, there's no way to.
No,
when
even
you're-
if you try to put one of those."
Stair lift.
No, I don't.
stair lift, Charlie.
I don't even think that would
Wasn't there
work real
something
good on
about in
those.
World War II, the Germans were going to get to the top to do something, and
Are you talking about the Eiffel Tower now?
the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah, let's
and
make sure
they
that-
did something so they couldn't get up any higher than a certain.
I don't
certain
know.
height.
Makes sense.
But you know who that office? That was what's it, was it Eiffel? That
Yeah.
he stayed up there.
Yeah. And there was a president that actually visited up there, but I can't remember who it was right offhand.
Probably Teddy Roosevelt sounds like something he'd do.
It might have been. It might have
Got
been.
anything else, Rick?
Yeah. You want to jump in, Jerry, or?
Go ahead.
Jerry's
Okay.
sleeping right now.
Okay, 1915, future Baseball Hall of Famer Babe Ruth hits his first major league home run, pitches 12 frames in Boston's 4-3 extra inning over the New York
12
Yankees.
innings, wow.
And they're saying, how many home runs would he have hit if he wasn't a pitcher that only played so many, once every 3 or 4 days? if
Yeah.
he was a everyday player,
Right.
think how many more home runs he would have
Yeah.
hit.
And tell you how far baseball's come. In 1925, Ty Cobb hits his 5th home run in 2 games, tying a record of Cap Arson of 1884. So he hit 5 home runs in 2 games. Nowadays, you're hitting guys hitting 4 home runs in one game.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of how far
Are they still
baseball.
using those
Yes.
special bats?
Oh, yeah, the torpedo
are
bats,
still
yes.
Been used. But you don't hear anything about them, so they. I
No.
think that one series with the Yankees and the Brewers,
It sort of blew
Brewers-
everything up.
well, the Brewers pitching just sucked.
It was bad. 1937, the German airship Hindenburg explodes in flames at Lakehurst, New Jersey, killing the 35 souls of the 97 who were on board and 1 person on the ground.
35.
And you can still hear that guy, all the humanity on that black and white film when you see
Yeah.
that every now and then. So that's still
So 60 people survived?
60 people survived.
62 people survived.
Yep. Okay, Jerry, I'm taking your thunder. Go for
No,
it.
no. I'm
1941, Bob Hope does his first show for the USO in California's March Field. So Bob Hope started his USO shows in 1941.
Cool.
Are you waiting for him to get up to a certain year, Jerry?
no. I'm just.
Oh, well, 1957, Pulitzer Prize for the biography awarded to John F. Kennedy for Profiles in Courage. I'm sure it's when his PT 109
Right.
got nailed and his guys survived on that island while he was trying to get help and keep things going.
Right.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Jerry.
You tired?
No. We just don't like dead airtime.
Kind of like that's what I said. You guys
When
can
you
play
said
ping
go
pong.
Jerry, it looked like he woke up and oh, what?
In 1851, the mechanical refrigerator was patented by Dr. John Gurry. And in 1851 also, Linus Yale patented the clock-type lock.
Wasn't that the year you were born, Jerry? 51?
Close. 51 is close. Yeah. And in 1861, Kansas became the 9th state to secede from the Union.
That's the year you were born. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It's close to 51. In 1877, Chief Crazy Horse surrendered to the U.S. troops in Nebraska. In 1935, the WPA, which was the Works Progress Administration, began operations following executive order signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
All right. What
Yeah.
else you got?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a lot on this day.
Yeah.
1960, U.S. President Eisenhower signs the Civil Rights Act.
In 1945, Axis Sally made her final propaganda broadcast to the Allied troops.
I did see that one too. It was like, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, she moved to Ohio after she got out of jail.
Yeah.
She moved to Ohio. She died in Ohio in 1988. Mildred Gillard was her name. There was a lot of them, but she was the most. She was the one that actually had the name tacked to her. In 1946, the New York Yankees became the first Major League Baseball team to travel by plane.
Ooh. DC-3 probably.
C.T. Bowen, they will never finish that a Crazy Horse Memorial in your or my lifetime. But it's cool. I mean, what they've got done is cool. I'm going to try to go see it maybe this summer. We'll see. It all depends. All depends. What else you got?
In 2002, Spider-Man became the first movie to make more than $100 million in the first weekend.
Wow.
Jeez.
100 million first weekend.
Yeah. And in 2010, a computerized sell order triggered a flash crash on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial lost nearly 1,000 points in less than a half hour.
Is that because of tariffs?
Yeah. You know, it's funny about you talk about terrorists, but it's like we're tired of China running this country. We're tired of China. So we tariffs on them, and then it's like, how dare you do that?
Oh,
What do
I
you-
know.
It's like, jeez.
Hey, that's welcome to politics, baby. You can't keep everybody
Politics
happy.
101.
Just like our talk about the thing earlier. It's like, you're always going to have people. The guy didn't even talk to me about it, Ron Rennells. Yeah, I love it. You need to buy a CT. I got one for sale if you want it.
I got it.
Cheap. All right, it's time to take a break, so we'll come back. We're about 5 minutes late for the break. Good job, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
A major shakeup in the pharmaceutical industry as Flintstone Vitamins taken to task for tasting nothing like Fred or Wilma.
And as for Pebbles, well, she's already a fruity breakfast cereal. Why dietitians and nutritionists coast to coast are warning us to yabba dabba don't when it comes to ingesting these chalky childhood chewables.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Looking out for your health and well-being is just a sample of the kind of made-up news you can expect on The Murphy Report.
Earning the reputation as the mistrusted name in news isn't something that we take lightly.
In fact, most wouldn't take it at all.
And our efforts reflect that, with a trophy case in our lobby filled wall to wall with empty shelves.
Let the other outlets vie for trophies and your respect.
We're simply too busy making it up to care for such accolades, with a new report posted every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and YouTube channel.
The Murphy Report, with veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
Remember, if it's news to you,
We're high.
It's news to us.
Girls. Let's get personal. Let's get personal. Sundays, 5-day, with your hosts. Play me like a piccolo, Sarah Fife, and Dr. Jeffrey Schusler. They're here to get all these screwed up people and their personal relationships back on track. Young ladies, you do not have to save that man. You do not let him just go. Go get you an old man that's got a little bit of money. You'll be much happier.
I could say old man, but no money.
Yeah, leaves me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, bull crap. Ding, 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 ding. There's 3 of them available right here.
1,
Rick,
2, 3.
Joe, and Jerry. There we go. So that's my advice to all you young ladies out there. Okay, what we got here? What time is it? 8:53. Let me do the local birthdays. We'll get them out of the way. Local birthdays. The beautiful, the one, the only Donna Berlin. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Donna Berlin.
Yeah, Marianne Crawford, her birthday. Scott Parrish. John Stanley, 42.
I refereed Donna Berlin when she played basketball.
Yep. He never did call a foul on her.
Nope.
Karen Barrera, 46. Ann Harold, her birthday. Michael McFadden, the young Michael McFadden, his birthday. Cody Elliott, 24. Brianna Van Dyke, it's her birthday. Julie Pickering. Dakota Ellis. And Lexi Lemons. 26 today, Lexi is. All right, do we want to go ahead and do the birthday game? Let's do the birthday game. All right, so we have some.
Rick's been waiting all morning.
Yeah, Rick's back here drooling for this birthday game.
Well, I tell you what, there's some good people on
Is
this.
there?
Yeah, there is. There is some good people. The first one is not
So does
necessarily.
that make the game more fun, or what, Charlie?
well,
Just 'cause there's
it
good
makes
people?
it more interesting for me.
Okay.
Whether you guys like it, I can care
He can
less.
care that, yeah.
All right, the first one is not really one of those interesting people, but he does have a local tie. George Clooney. How old is George Clooney today?
I'm thinking the same thing.
62.
Higher,
67.
bracketed. Good job.
65.
Bracketed between 65 and 62.
I'm just going to say 63 then.
Bracketed between 63 and 65.
64.
64. There we
Yeah,
go.
there's a restaurant down in Kentucky, in Maysville, Toponis, I think it's called, but it's right on the river. They've got a China room, and they've got all the Clooney's autographs on some of this fancy China down there. So it's interesting to see all the whole family.
All right, the next one. Against the wind, I'm going down to Kathmandu. Really what I want to do.
Seeger?
Bob Seger, baby.
Yeah, we
Bob
got
Seger's birthday.
Yeah, we got a tribute band coming in the end of this month for here at the Murphy on.
Bob Seger, yeah.
Let's go 81.
Just a little bit high.
80.
80, yeah. Bob Seger is 80 years old today.
How old's the tribute band, though?
Just
I don't
as
know.
old. At least 35. All right, Tony Blair.
From England?
Yeah,
the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, Tony Blair. Don't all jump in at once.
Yeah.
69.
Higher than 69.
75.
Bracketed.
72.
Ding, 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 ding. 72. All right. Chris Paul. He doesn't play basketball anymore, but
T. Rude's brother?
he's fairly, he's just retired not too long ago. There we go. That's what I'm looking to say.
42.
42 is a little high. Not a little bit high, but a little high.
39.
Bracketed between 39 and 42.
40.
40.
There
Joe
you go.
Davis with the win.
Joe.
Ding, 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 ding. Jose Altuve.
I can't see you taking a bow.
He
Joe,
is
because
a,
you're behind the screen.
I know it.
Houston Astro.
Is he currently playing?
Yeah. Jose Altuve.
I'm just going 27.
He's older.
33.
Older.
37.
Bracketed.
34.
Bracketed between 34 and 37.
35.
35. There we
we
go.
go.
All right. Angel Reese, the Caitlin Clark wannabe WNBA player.
She'll never make it.
23.
Ding, 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 ding. Joe Davis.
Very good,
rings
Joe.
in, 23.
She's one mean, mad female.
Yes.
Cameron Ironhead Hayward.
Pittsburgh Steelers defensive tackle.
Yeah, and he's the young one, not the. His
right,
dad
yeah.
was named Cameron Haywood too. So actually, I shouldn't say Ironhead because that was his dad.
That's his nickname, yeah.
But anyhow, Cameron Ironhead Hayward's son, Cameron Hayward.
31.
31, higher,
33.
higher,
35.
just a little bit higher.
34.
34.
Higher. 36.
A little bit higher.
You both got it
Yeah.
at the same time wrong.
I knew I said it the right way. And
I know it.
I was sitting here trying to keep from laughing for
Well, the thing about it, you were so just a little bit. It was like,
I said higher.
yeah, but by the time I'd already got my
Yeah.
ticket for 34 by the time you said that.
Well,
it was
what's
like
funny is
too late to change.
I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but you two think alike. Think about that a minute. Oh, jeez. All right, last one, but you guys can't guess. Rick's got to guess first.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
'Cause this
What's
is
her
what-
name?
No,
This is a cowboy.
well, it is. It's a cowboy. So it could be, what's her name? Anyhow, Jason Witten,
Jason Witten is 43.
43.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
I thought
ding.
he
He's
was
right.
Jeez.
Woohoo!
That's why I
told
come
you.
Come out of the saddle shooting.
I told you, didn't I? Didn't I tell you? Okay, now in memory,
You know, I was watching something on TV, and it was like the top teams possible going to the Super Bowl, and they listed like 26 teams. The Cowboys wasn't on the list.
Oh.
that's because Jerry Jones.
Well, the
Jerry
Bengals,
Jones
the
needs to say
Bengals,
bye-bye.
AI has said the Bengals will win.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Two
they're.
more times in the next 25 years, the Bengals will win.
Well, they're.
two
And the
more
Browns
than they
are
have.
still out, hoping and with the Cowboys.
No, the Cowboys actually win like 6 times in the next 20-some years, whatever the AI model.
As soon as Jerry Jones retires.
Well, we're getting that new quarterback from the Bengals. So
Yeah,
that,
right.
then we will be winning many a Super Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll send you our backup.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning's
Jake-
good.
he was good.
He's good.
He was. He was good. All right. In memory, people who have died that were born on this day. I can't believe you guys didn't get these for today in history.
Well, we don't take your.
Willie Mays.
We try not to do your birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You gotta have to talk about something.
Try to be nice.
They're cutting
Yeah.
you some
Shade.
slack,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Ding,
They're
ding,
cutting
ding,
you
ding,
some
ding,
slack.
ding, 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 ding. That's the bullshit meter going off right there. Okay.
Willie
I thought
Mays.
you were getting ready to say Rick Phillips.
Yeah, Willie Mays, Orson Welles.
Oh, War of the Worlds.
Yeah, War of the Worlds. Rudolph Valentino. That's Jerry's idol. And then Sigmund Freud.
Never could figure that man out.
No.
All right, we will take another quick break. Then today, since I knew that we were going to be a little short-handed, I just have a little family feud for you.
Let me see your hands, guys. Yeah, we're
We're
short-handed.
short-handed.
We're short-handed.
I am short-handed. I got
All right.
wide palms.
Let's go to break.
They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
That's right. Coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most. Plus, what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. He's the Howard Sprague of his community, a leader of several groups, living with his parents and dating one of the most eligible professional women in town.
but he's in no hurry to settle down and put that ring on her finger. The wait is maddening.
If they both weren't so darn adorable, could it be nerves?
Or just enjoying the bachelor life a wee bit too much.
America's Couple sits down for an in-depth interview to share how they keep their relationship so fresh while keeping such a safe distance from one another. On The Murphy Report.
I know I can't wait.
But evidently they both can. The Murphy Report with veteran anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
With a new report posted on our Murphy Theater website and YouTube channel every Monday morning.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
That was a shot.
They're in your mouth. They're in his mouth.
And that was not, that shot
scored
was,
points over there.
yeah, that
on
shot
Rick.
was not across the bow.
All right.
No,
So-
that one hit.
Yeah.
Well, I would turn his mic off, but it's mine too.
All right, gentlemen, here's the deal. It's a family feud today, so we just got to get the top. Let me see how many answers we got here. Top 8 answers on the board.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And well, all of us have been married at one time or another or another or another or another.
Now you're talking about Rick again.
So here we go. Name a question your wife asks you that you pretend not to hear. Let's go some sort of order here.
Did you take the trash out?
Did you take the trash out? Rick goes first. And that is actually number 3. Okay.
Do I look good in this dress?
Does this dress make me look
Yeah.
fat?
Oh, does this dress
That's
make
the
me
one
look
I
fat?
want to
Yes.
stay away from.
I'm going to say, did I gain weight is pretty much like what that is. Okay, go ahead. You got 2 of them. Rick Morton, let's go to you.
I don't
And
know, man.
you're currently married, so we want to remind you of
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I know.
Does she listen to this while you're on the air?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, we can say crap that don't.
You guys haven't got number 1 yet, but you got 2 and 3.
I don't know, take the trash out was what first thing I thought about.
Well, there's 8 of them.
I know.
They're not all bad, but most of them are.
Go, Jerry.
One that I always try to absolutely stay away from. Do you think she's pretty?
You know, that's not on here.
Oh, I'm telling you, that should be number 1.
You know,
Vicky
I
Kendall
agree.
has a guess here.
Huh?
Vicky Kendall.
Oh,
has-
yeah.
Did you hear
Yeah.
me?
Did you hear me?
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, she's. I know she's listening. I know she's.
Wait a minute.
Yes, she is listening.
Did you hear me? Is actually number 1. Are you listening?
Yes. Yes. She's on here. She listens every morning, Joe, whether
So
I'm
we
on or
got
not.
3.
Stephanie,
You
did
like-
you notice that Rick did not give an answer?
C.T. Bowen has, do you like my mother and father? Ha ha ha. And that's not exactly on here, but there's one related to that on there.
Do you like my family?
Not really, do you like my family? What do they want you to do? Can we
Go visit?
go see,
Go see.
my family?
Or can my mom come and visit us?
That's
Yeah.
number 6. Did you notice my haircut? Zonnie, we don't see your picture on here. Oh,
No.
oh, that's
Yeah.
what he's
Yeah.
answering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to
That's a
go,
good one.
Charlie.
Stephanie says yes.
Yes, I
I
noticed.
noticed.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah,
Yeah, Stephanie,
Yeah.
she noticed you did.
yeah, I know.
What else we got here?
It's like having a mouse sitting beside me. Just so quiet.
Zonnie, that was not on here. There's one I think that you're missing big time.
Do you like what I cook? Do you like?
Yes.
Or what do you want for supper?
No, that should be on there. I
Yeah.
agree.
How was supper? I mean, that was.
Now, how was? You get home. What does she say? How was?
Your day.
Your day.
How was your day? That's number 8.
Do you remember?
So we still got 4, 5, and 7.
I was never asked that question.
I'll tell you what. If your wife ever asked if you're the best, she's the best you've ever had.
Oh, you bet.
Yes.
You just got to go dumb. I mean,
Clyde Finley, do my hair look good?
No, you do not have to.
Hey, I didn't have to
You
worry.
lie.
My
You
wife
lie.
is my only, so
You lie.
she didn't. You know.
I said that 4 times. And I still was divorced 4 times.
What's one?
Rick said he said it 4 times and he was still lying.
Oh my gosh. All right, we got 3 left. Number 4, number 5, and number 7. One's a
5, and
big one.
7.
I can't believe you
4, 5,
haven't
and
got this
7.
one.
Well, you know us men, we're in touch with our
Oh
wives.
yeah,
We're with their feelings.
Let's see.
How much that cost?
How do I look?
That's a good one. But
Has to
Do you have
with-
any? Do you
has
have
to
any
do with
money
money.
on you?
yeah, can I have some money? There you go.
Yeah.
Well, wives don't have to ask that anymore. They control it anyway.
Yeah, I
it's
always
the
had to
men
ask.
that's always asking the
I
wives.
had to always ask for
All
money.
right, so now we got 2 left. That was number 5. Number 4 and number 7.
4 and 7.
Yeah, and 7 is probably asked more than you realize. When the wife looks at you and you're doing one of these.
What are you thinking?
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah. What do you think? My wife asks me all the time, what are you thinking? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to
nothing."
tell you, right?
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
There's one left. And this has to kind of go along with.
Where you been?
This kind of goes along with the taking out of the trash.
Have you mowed the grass?
No. Can you help with
Dishes.
Dishes.
not the dishes, not the housework, but part of the
The
housework?
kids. Laundry.
The laundry. There
Oh,
you go.
I was in charge of
that's
the laundry, so.
Can you help with the laundry?
Yeah, that was always up.
I was waiting for did you put the seat down?
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when Steph
We
was,
have our own separate bathrooms, so we don't have to worry about that.
Said, no, I just peed all over the seat. I left it down so it wouldn't.
Or did you take
Wouldn't
the
forget.
dog? Did you take the dog out yet? Nah.
That's my wife's pets.
Going back to the one, I found out when I was working, with a bunch of women around. If I walked in and one of them had their hair done or something, I was real quick to. You did something. There's something different about you today. It's like you got new hairstyle. I brought that up intentionally because knowing how wives.
I probably thought you were a dirty old man.
And they used to say,
yeah,
Joe's such a perv. He comes
Yeah,
in-
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
They always go, wow, my husband never noticed, but
Oh.
you noticed that I got my hair done. It's like.
I tell you what, I worked in a building full of, I was the only guy there. I heard some of the craziest stuff you ever
Oh,
think.
gosh.
It was.
The girl talk.
Girl talk's worse than guy talk sometimes.
They told me I was just one of the girls.
Oh, Jerry.
That's why they like you, Jerry, because
Yeah.
you're like one of the girls.
Yeah.
Actually,
Go ahead.
he was probably BDD.
No.
The first one is B, and the third one is Daddy. They all called him Daddy. Is that
But
right?
I tell you what,
Now it's granddaddy.
there was one age group of teachers there that some of them did call me Dad,
Yeah.
and it was so funny because one of them acted just like one of my daughters.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably some of them were.
That was one of our discussions upstairs when we were doing some Let's Get Personal research about women calling men daddy.
It was Sarah's class.
Sarah's class.
It was Sarah's class. Yeah.
Those millennials, damn them.
Yeah.
I used to get kids at school would call me Daddy sometimes, or Dad.
Oh, my gosh. When my kids were teenagers, the other kids would come into our house, not even knock, just walk in our house and go, hey, Dad. And that was my name to them. Hey, Dad.
What was so funny was how many of these kids watched Jerry Springer. Because I'd come out and come into the cafeteria. There'd be a bunch of them in the cafeteria, and I'd come in, walk in, and Jerry. It was hilarious now. Yeah.
Did you walk back out and come back in?
Come back
again
in,
to
get
say
the
it
second-
again?
No, but it was funny.
get the second round of applause.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they called that group of
Didn't
Jerry's.
they do the same thing?
Jerry's
Like your
kids.
wives when they were wanting you to come into the bedroom?
Do what now?
Jerry.
Oh,
Jerry.
jeez. The wives.
Your wife.
Oh no, hell no! I usually could pick up on the first time on that.
They never say anything. They always just do that. Touch your shoulder and walk away like, what? Huh?
I can see you doing that.
Now
you
we're
want some?
Now we're confusing
Don't
the
forget to
shows
take the
here.
trash out.
No,
The
yeah.
lines are blurring
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the show.
That's
It must be
funny.
time to take a break.
It is. It's getting pretty daggone close.
Yeah.
We'll just go ahead and go early. There you go. We'll be back in a minute.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization, event, or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481 and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Who says living with labels is a bad thing? Especially bright, easy to read labels with a large font.
When one man's drinking fountain is another man's bidet.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
All the pretend news to fill your day.
Trust your most unreliable source.
The Murphy Report. Made up stories almost like these and real stories on what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
Every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
You know, Amanda, I label just about everything in my house, even my clothes, even my shoes. One shoe I have labeled R, and the other shoe I have labeled NR.
NR?
Not right.
You're not right.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
And they are.
There we are.
And we're back, better than ever.
We're back just like a bad cold.
And that bad penny you can't get rid of.
Let me tell you what.
Can't shake.
I'm going to ask you guys a question. I was at a little dinner party Sunday.
Okay.
And it was a good time. And no one had their phones out. No one was doing anything.
Was this your swingers party, Charlie?
No, it wasn't a swingers
No
party.
swingers party.
Yeah, but we would have been the top prizes because we were the youngest. Me and my wife.
I'm in church.
So, anyhow, the question, she had a bowl full of questions, and she picked one out. And she said, okay, here's the question. You just won $1 million, but you can't spend any on yourself or family until you give part of it away or do something for somebody else. What are you going to do?
What's the first thing you're going to do? Is that what you're?
Well, but you can't give it to your kids. You can't spend it
That's
on
what I'm saying. You
yourself.
can't give it to yourself. So
Mine
what's
would
the
go
first thing
to
you're
probably
gonna
mine would probably go one of the animal shelters.
Animal shelter?
Yes.
That's what my wife said.
Exactly. That's what I do.
Yep.
Animal shelter?
do? I'm thinking of the hospital in Tennessee.
Shriners.
Oh, no,
No,
St.
that's
Jude.
in
St. Jude's. Yeah. Okay.
St. Jude.
But Shriners, that'd be good too.
And either one. Yeah.
Shriners or St. Jude. You know, I said I'd probably, my neighbor's been struggling a little bit. I said I'd probably give it to my neighbor. You know, get him out of the hole, get him back and.
Give something to East Clinton so they can build my statue.
Oh, yeah, that's for you though. It won't be for you.
Well, I give it them the money, then they can decide what they want to do.
With a hint to build your statue.
They put a big horse's back half. Joe Davis right here. Horse's ass. If he's going to high school. Well, anything else? What would be your second, since you guys answered that so quick?
Go ahead, Rick.
Second probably would be, I don't know, maybe something that would buy clothes for kids or something for school. Not so much like maybe something like the ho-ho shop maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Take care of the kids because I'm a softie with the kids.
Right.
So, when Nike was closing up store, I was buying shoes galore to give to East Clinton School and a bunch of them to the ho-ho shop. So, yeah, I'd get some stuff for the kids or a ho-ho shop, homeless shelter.
Sugar free.
Yes, it is.
Something like that.
Rick, the question was, you just won $1 million, but you can't give anything to your kids or yourself. What are you going to spend it on first? You can't give any to yourself or your kids first. You got to spend something on somebody else. What's it going to be?
I've often thought.
Someone else first?
Yes.
I've often thought if I run, let's say, that big $150 million, whatever, I was going to donate probably to all the county schools, but especially East Clinton first. Enough money, so that nobody ever has to pay to play sports or whatever. And anything you need, you don't have to go out to the voters and vote for it. You got the money in the bank, you can do it. The kids can have uniforms. The kids can do this. Help.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What you got, Rick?
I would probably give is there any certain amount?
No, just something first that you.
I would give the city of Wilmington an underground parking garage.
That can be flooded.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it could be this year. We were talking about how much it was raining, Charlie, on that clip that I've got pinned to the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back 5 years ago.
Dollar scratch-off tickets. There we go. Now, I don't even play. I hardly ever play.
They're not
lottery.
$1 anymore. Well,
Mark
scratch-offs
Rogers.
Well,
are.
some of them are.
Scratch-
Some are.
Scratch-offs are, yeah.
Heck,
but
a
the other ones
dollar
are.
all the way up to 50, I think.
Yeah.
Old DJ's retirement home.
Mark
Neil
Rogers.
Ron, it's good to see you last night. I said something to Rick. He gave me the big horse laugh. No, he said you guys come up with a plan, then he'll go.
What are we talking about, Charlie?
About what I asked you earlier.
What'd you ask me?
About doing a remote with the new Box 14.
Oh, no, I said that.
Sounds like that kid from the TV show years ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Willis.
Yeah.
You gotta get the Willis in there.
Different strokes.
There you go. What's if you could bring an old TV show back from the past, what one would you bring back?
Dick Van Dyke, Andy Griffith.
Dick Van Dyke, Andy
That's
Griffith.
all Joe watches.
That's good stuff.
He's watching
They're
all the
10
old
times
shows.
funnier than the shows today.
He's
The original
living in the past. Living in
I
the
don't know.
past.
I'm a cop show freak, so I would like to see maybe another NYPD Blue or Hill Street Blues
I
pop
liked
back up.
NYPD Blue.
I
Yeah.
liked NYPD Blue. That
Yeah, I
was a
wish
good
there was a channel that covered it 4 or 5. It showed 4 or 5 episodes a day, but I can't find one.
I bet there will be if there's
Yeah.
not yet. What about you? My dad was a big Law and Order guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Boom, boom,
Oh, it's
boom,
still
boom,
on. You know, you
boom.
can watch that daily
Well,
if you want to.
there's like 25
Yeah,
seasons
but my
of it.
dad's dead.
Yeah, but it's like
He's on the
it's sort of like NCIS. The first 10 years, 15 years were great, but these last ones, they're struggling.
Vicky
Yeah, well,
Campbell says the Waltons.
Waltons,
That's
yeah.
because they burn up all the hot women to play
Mine
office
would
with them. Yeah.
probably
Now they're
be-
down to ugly women.
A show like Laugh-In.
Walt.
Laugh-In
yeah.
was great.
Laughing was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walton's a
Laugh-In
good
was
one.
great. And Hee Haw, that kind of thing.
Gunsmoke.
You don't see a variety show anymore like we did when we were
Gunsmoke.
growing up.
Well, Gunsmoke was the longest running series of 10 years when it went off the air.
It was like 22 years when it
Now,
went.
one that was back in that
It was
era,
over 20.
I really liked
It started in
just
52,
'cause it was
went to
bizarre,
70.
was the Wild Wild West.
Oh, yeah, because they had all those funky gadgets
The
that.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that was like MacGyver in the Wild Wild
Yeah.
West.
I love that show. But I tell you, like
You watch FBI?
a show that's
Some of
not too old.
Married
Tuesday
with
nights,
Children.
Married with Children, that's a good one. I like
All in the Family.
Kiefer Sutherland.
24.
That was bad.
That was out there a little bit. That
I'll
was
tell you
good.
another one that's really good that I watched the whole thing.
The
of.
Rifleman.
Justified. Have you ever seen Justified?
I think I have.
No.
It's
20
on
years, so we both were wrong.
Hulu, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what.
You said
Get
22.
get
Joe.
addicted.
Get
It's
it straight.
good. Justified. Check out Justified.
Isn't that a Western?
No, it's out of like the coal mines of Kentucky.
Oh.
This guy is
Benny Hill.
Oh,
like
I love that show. My wife hated it.
he's not your typical
You have to like
lawman.
English
He's
humor.
like a U.S. Marshal.
Marshall. Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Sets up his own.
It's good.
It sounds like it.
Justified. Check out Justified. I tell you one I just saw recently. I loved. And I didn't think I was going to love it that much. Was Yellowstone.
I haven't
really-
watched that.
I've
I haven't
never watched
It's
that.
good.
No, it probably is, but it's just I've just never.
I tell you, you can binge watch it on.
Well, I don't like to watch.
Peacock.
I don't like
Yeah.
to watch anything anymore. That's you gotta. If you miss 4 episodes, you miss.
You watch it in order. You gotta go to Peacock. You have Peacock.
No, I do, but I don't watch it.
Well,
Well,
get Peacock. Just you watch it in your whenever you get done halfway through the episode. You can come back to it. It'll start right there.
Or you go to Paramount and you can catch.
Yeah, well, Peacock though, it's all on Peacock, too right now. Paramount or Peacock.
Yeah.
Like if I have to pay for
What's
it.
some of the new shows? Anybody watch any of the new shows?
White Collar.
Well, I like that. Like I said, well, yeah, Yellowstone's not that old.
All the new stuff on streaming are like 8 or 9 episodes, and that's it.
Yeah,
They don't do these 20 episodes.
No, the old days, I was watching one and it was like 32 episodes for the whole, the season. Now they quit mid-April, 1st of May. They're done for the year.
Well, it used to be like 36
Yeah.
episodes sometimes a year. But some of them got cut because of holidays or whatever. They would only do 32 or whatever because I had to cut for Christmas or New Year's or Halloween.
Vicky, what you need to do is get Ron to be the Duttons for tonight's meeting that you have.
Oh,
Yeah, is that affecting you any?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, you don't live too far from them. That's what.
No, yeah. I think it's more further up northeast of us.
That?
I have not seen Landman yet.
I've
heard
seen
it's
it.
I didn't
really
even
good.
know what it was.
I've
Never
seen
heard of it.
listed. I've not watched it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. See, I think it's on Paramount. I don't think we have Paramount.
There's some shows that are based in like Chicago, and there's 3 of them following each other.
Yeah.
I got into them
like
a little
those?
bit. Yeah. There's a fireman and there's a policeman and.
Joe's just catching up with Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire.
They've been
Yeah,
on for years. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah. NBC does Chicago Tuesday night, is it, or Wednesday night?
We're watching a zombie type show on Max. That's been pretty good so far, and it's in the middle of season 2. But they
Yeah.
only put out 1 new episode a week.
Zombies are not really.
Well, it's not,
Since Buffy the Vampire
It's not called
Slayer,
zombies.
she was hot.
I can't think of what it's called right offhand, but it's not bad. We just started watching another one on Netflix the other night, and it was okay. You could tell they were trying to like steal it off Yellowstone. a little
Still
bit.
the ideal, a little bit vague on
It was
it.
a ranch in Texas. So
Oh, Rick would love that.
Lost
Yeah.
in Space. That's
Yeah.
named after Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's favorite guy is Marvin Martian, so you're not too
That's
far.
right.
Mobland or The Agency on Paramount are good shows. Paramount is a juggernaut for awesome shows. Of course, I don't have Paramount yet. I've got everything else, so I might as well get it too.
I've got Peacock, and I
while it
think
was
I've got Paramount,
available.
but
Huh?
I've got Peacock and Amazon, and that's it.
I got
Yeah.
Peacock.
Anything that I
Amazon,
push on that
Netflix,
says,
Max.
you got to join to pay monthly, I go skip, go to the next one. I get free TV,
I got-
so I don't have to. I'm not
I
paying.
don't know. I got.
We pay too much. Go ahead.
There's something I got noticed the other day. I had something free that I can do on Spectrum, but it's like that. You watch
There you go.
it for
Yeah, I got
3 or 4
Flintstones.
months, and
Flintstones.
then you got to pay for all this.
Flintstones. You know, talking about the Flintstones, that was the first show, comedy or sitcom, that actually had the husband and wife in the same bed, sleeping in the same bed.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
one of them because they said I heard that one time, and then I watched an old Ozzie and Harriet show, and they're in the same bed.
Well, I know a lot of them, I mean, the Brady Bunch did, but, Lucy, I Love Lucy, didn't they have twin beds?
They had twin beds.
Yep.
Yep. But there was a lot of them that, again, the show I mentioned earlier, Dick Van Dyke, they had twin beds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was-
Because it would be, people would think it was weird for the husband and wife to be in the same bed. I'm like, if you sleep in the same bed, you ask, but, we can't put it on TV. I'm like, why not?
It's a different time, Joe.
Well, didn't Archie
It's a
have the
different
first TV
time.
flush
Yes,
on the family?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Archie had the
First
first.
time you heard the,
The first
Yeah.
toilet flush.
I love that show too, but it would never.
Well,
get today.
Steph watches it. We watched a little bit of it on MeTV on Sunday night for a couple hours.
And they would argue. Him and Meathead would argue. I remember one episode they're arguing about how you put your shoes on. Like Meathead would put his left sock on, then his left shoe, and Archie would put his socks on, then his shoes. And I tell you what, every time I put my damn shoes on, I remember
think
that
that-
episode. Yeah, well, am I going to put them on like Meathead today, or am I going to put them on like Archie? I mean, it's just, isn't that dumb? How stuff like that stays with you.
when I was little, I always thought this was a cowboy thing because whenever you watch a cowboy movie, they're always getting their shirt on and they start buttoning it from the bottom and they went up. And I
Right.
can remember as a kid thinking, I'm a
Well, that's why you're
cowboy.
supposed to button your shirt.
Well, I thought it was
Well,
because that's what
Joe's
cowboys
buttons are on the other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was because that's what cowboys do. You don't button it up here. They got, and it was because being on television, you didn't want your shirt to be, if you start up here, when you get to the bottom, you may be one button off. So you start at the bottom, you pull the
Right.
shirt down even, and then you button it so that when you're butting up, it's always
Perfect.
Right.
But what I thought it was, that's what cowboys did, because
No, that's
I was
all
watching a lot of cowboy
that's
shows.
innocent. That's there's nothing wrong with that. It's 9:30, so we'll take a break and we'll reminisce a little more about something else here in a minute.
City officials forcing a local beloved mascot to step down.
Why poor timing and inappropriate behavior doomed a pantless Wilson the Weasel following his drunken performance at the late Judge Garrett's funeral.
There was nothing routine about this routine.
A story we are dedicated to getting to the bottom of.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. These made-up stories and the latest real news from the Murphy Theater are what you've come to expect from us.
On the Murphy Report, with a new report posted every Monday morning on our Murphy Theater website and our Murphy Theater YouTube channel.
Full minute-to-minute coverage all 21 hours a day.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
Amanda, I have to say Vanessa and Breck are just about the two finest anchors in the business.
For once, you're absolutely right, Steve.
I think the Titanic could have learned a thing or two from these two giants in their field.
What am I missing here?
Anchors.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. Local religious leaders pondering taking Sundays off.
Holy Toledo, Batman. Are religious holidays next on the chopping block?
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Investigative reporting. It's what we do, sometimes on the Murphy Report.
Nothing is off limits in our newsroom, except baby turtles.
The Murphy Report. A new report every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, did you know that I once felt I had a calling and gave serious consideration to joining the priesthood?
Oh, I can see that. You seem sincere, spiritual sort of person, not wrapped up in the petty trappings of society, littered with ego and vanity. What made you decide not to do it?
I don't look good in black.
Amen to that. The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
That's right, coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most, plus what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
And screamed and they banned him.
Let's get personal, personal. Let's get personal, personal. Sunday fun day,
Yes.
5 to 8. Come and see Sarah play me like a piccolo fife. And the hot dog wiener king himself, Dr. Jeffrey Schosler.
The love doctor.
I thought that was Barney Fife.
He likes
Barney.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get you started on topic. I'm gonna reply to this guy. I'm trying to get this guy in as a guest here.
Talking about.
Go ahead.
I got to tell you about TV shows.
go for
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay. When I was little, and that was a long time ago.
I was gonna
Rick.
say you were
I mean,
little.
it was a long time.
Long time ago.
You're
And,
still little, Jerry.
TVs, and let's don't get personal. I used to watch. I would not miss Mighty Mouse. You couldn't beat me to get me, and
Saturday mornings, Mighty Mouse and Sky King.
yeah, and all pennies.
Sky King. She
Sky
was
King
hot.
was before my
That was
time.
my first
Penny,
love.
Penny was.
I
Yeah,
don't remember that.
everybody
Yeah.
had a crush
Sky,
on Penny.
Sky King was before my time.
But
That
I would
blonde
watch.
hair and a ponytail.
I would watch Mighty Mouse, and my grandma used to talk about. My grandma loved this, and she said you would never miss Mighty Mouse. And she said one day she said, "You really like Mighty Mouse?" I said, "No, I hate that mouse." And so, I said, "One of these days, the cats are going to eat that sucker, and I want to beat it." And see it." My grandma used to tell that story.
I don't know what time they first came on, but I can remember on Saturdays getting up real early. I'd be spending like the weekend with my grandmother. She'd be in bed sleeping. I'd get up, turn on the television.
Yeah.
And there it was, Mighty Mouse, Sky King, the Saturday morning lineup.
Green 1010,
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Lassie.
I can remember
Big
being in
time
my house.
wrestling.
I can remember being in my house in New Vienna, and a bunch of 13, 14, 15-year-olds would be coming down, and we'd be watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, you had that 2-hour block from 9 to 11 or 8 to 10
Right.
of Bugs,
Yeah.
Daffy, you know, the old classic cartoons that you can.
Magilla
I mean,
Gorilla
you can still watch them nowadays, but it wasn't like Saturday morning with your bowl of cereal.
And you thought they were brand new. You didn't know
Yeah.
they were made in the 40s and 50s. You're thinking, this show's brand new.
Yep. So
who are you trying to get on, Charlie?
Well, I can't say. But here's the reason I can't say. I'll just ask you. Do you?
Is he a political person?
No.
All right.
Damn, did you see Rick in that picture? Dad, you're half the man you used to be in that picture. on that screen thing you put on?
Oh, you mean as far as how much weight I've lost?
What then you're half the man you used to be. There you go.
I'm all man, Charlie.
No, let me ask a couple questions, Rick. Do we have a screen that like we could put somebody behind?
You mean where we can't reveal their identity?
Exactly.
Like the dark screen where they're in the dark.
And can we change their voice?
ooh,
Well, we probably could, but the question would be, as much trouble as it would be, why would it be worth it?
Ah, great topic. And I can't go into it right now, folks. I'm just going to leave it as a teaser. But we work on guests all the time. And some days we get them, some days we don't. But we kind of reach far. This guy that I'm trying to reach out to has actually been on national TV before.
okay.
And would love to have him in here as a guest. But let's just put it this way.
He wants this private, personal, protected.
Well, he does, but then he posts stuff on Facebook. But he says, well, that's just for my friends. But I'm like, dude, if it's on Facebook.
If on
anybody can
Facebook,
see
more
it.
than your friends see that, yeah.
So anyhow, but if we can get this guy on, I would love it. I'd just like for him to just come on and be himself. He's good family. Love to have him. But it would be
Details.
What area is he from?
East Clinton. Okay.
Oh, you know he's a freak.
Clyde Finley, Wonder Woman.
We let Joe Davis on here.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. One of the other questions they asked the other day was, what's one place in the world that you want to see that you haven't seen yet? You guys can answer at home also.
Yeah.
I've seen the Grand Canyon. I flew over it in a small plane. I'd like to stand beside the Grand Canyon.
Go out on the rim. Go out on that walkway. Like
Oh, yeah,
go out
the
there.
glass walkway, the glass bottle.
No,
Go out on the Indian walkway, Joe.
no.
I think I would. I think that'd be fun.
It would be
Everything man-made is.
It was hard for me just to go out on the bridge that goes over the falls, Niagara Falls.
No.
You know that bridge?
Bridge to nowhere? No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
It doesn't go to anywhere.
I'm kidding.
It just goes out.
So where are we going? Joe's going Grand Canyon.
I mean, I've been to so many
I know
places.
where I used to want to go, but I wouldn't go there now for nothing.
What's that?
The Great Wall of China.
Oh.
But
Why?
Because it's China.
yeah, because it's China. There's, yeah. I don't know.
What was the intrigue? Is I guess what I'm getting at. Galapagos Islands. There
yeah.
you go. C.T. Bowen.
Yeah. There's the
glass walkway.
What you got?
And they've got glass walkways in other places
Yeah.
besides the Grand Canyon, but I forget how many. It's the actual distance from the floor of the Grand Canyon to that glass walkway is more than the Empire State Building.
Yeah, it's one of the tallest there is. Yeah. I don't
My
know.
wife wouldn't do it. She'd hate it.
That was.
I wouldn't try it. I might roll out a little bit on the chair, but man, you're thinking whether they hold a wheelchair or not. You know, that's the first thing I think about. No, being the history buff
There's
I
probably
am.
wheelchair accessible.
What about those glass?
Yeah.
They've got those glass walkways where, as you go over the walkway,
It
They
shatters.
crack.
It cracks.
Yeah,
Looks
I've
like
seen
yeah.
that, yeah.
I wouldn't like that. Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I really don't know.
I don't know. Being the history buff I am, or was, and still am, I've always wanted to go to Bastogne, just for the Battle of the
Where?
Bulge. Bastogne, where the Battle of the Bulge was held.
So where is that at?
Belgium.
I'd go say I know it's Europe. That's
Yeah, it's
I would have
I
guessed
always
France, but
I always wanted to visit England, D-Day, Bastogne, and Antrim, Netherlands, which was the movie The Bridge Too Far. Don't
Yeah.
ask me why. I was just a history freak in high
Yeah,
school,
you like it, yeah.
and I just wanted to do that military.
Just say you've been there.
Yeah, just do that military hop. 'cause
I've
they-
always wanted to visit other countries and stuff. Cause you see them in movies, you see things. But with the terrorist things anymore, I don't want to go to another country.
I agree.
I would go.
Hit it right
I
on the
would
nose.
go to Australia, and the reason being that the women outnumber the men 5-1.
So do the poisonous snakes.
Snakes
So
and
they outweigh you
spiders.
20-1.
There's no poisonous everything
Plus
in
the
Australia.
kangaroos will beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Poisonous fish.
They'll wanna bite- they'll
poisonous
wanna box you.
snakes, crocodiles.
Well, a lot of the things in the United States I have seen. I've been to the top of the Seattle Dome, or the up there, the tower.
Right.
I've seen the redwood trees twice. I could see them 100 times, and I've walked the Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, that's cool.
So I've seen a lot of things out there, and then flew over the Grand Canyon, and I've been to the top of the Sears Tower. But there's a lot of things.
I don't think it's called the Sears Tower anymore.
It's not. They changed the name, but when I went up, that's
was
what
there
it
as
was.
well, yeah.
I
But
know what you're talking about.
I've done a lot of, but there's still a lot out there I haven't seen, just in the United States.
I guess
Yeah.
I'd like to follow what's left of Route 66 out west.
Oh,
I'd like
yeah.
to do that.
What's that?
Route 66,
Route
what's left.
66.
Oh yeah, drive the old routes. Yeah, I've thought of that too.
I kind of have a personal goal. I'd like to get into all 50 states. And I'm sitting at about 40 right now.
Do what?
Get in
All
all
50.
50 states.
Visit all 50 states.
Just say I've been
Yeah,
in
I'm
all.
probably 30. I think they put it on Facebook one time, and I was like 32 or something like that.
I'm like 40 right now.
35.
I've got the upper northwest.
I've never been to New England area.
Well, I have one time.
I've been through the state of New York, going to Niagara.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's in there.
I've got a friend who has left on a 30-day trip of the U.S. They just packed up. Wherever they go, they go. They stay for a couple days, get back in the car, drive wherever else they
Or
want.
take one of those campers, that
Yeah.
you can.
We did a 7-8 day trip like that. We went down. We never been to Alabama. We went through Alabama, Mississippi, went into Arkansas. The only regret I have is we didn't at least go into Louisiana. Because on this side of the Mississippi, we've been to every state except Louisiana. I got to get to Louisiana.
I haven't been to Maryland. I've been to Maryland. Haven't been to New Jersey or then the Connecticut, Vermont, and all those states up there. Haven't been to any of them.
I've got a little trip planned out where I think we're going to get. Never been to Iowa. We're going to go to Iowa, South Dakota. Go see Field of Dreams in Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Go to South Dakota.
North Dakota.
No. Go to Nebraska. Go see Carhenge, and then go over to Wyoming and see Devil's Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Close
Devil's
Encounters.
Tower.
Do you believe that's an old tree?
No.
That a lot of people say that's an old tree. I'm thinking, if it is, why is there only one? Why isn't there?
Yeah, Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, the place where gravity is crazy. Those are all those three are all within like an hour of each other. And then Devil's
Faithful.
Tower is like 2 hours away.
So it's drivable.
Faithful.
It's doable.
That's getting farther away. I still won't have Montana, Idaho, or Oregon hit. I have been to Washington.
I've been to Washington, Oregon, and California, all that whole
Been to
West Coast.
California. There again, out there I'll have Washington and California hit, but not Oregon. It's just,
I tell you what, you drive the coast of Oregon, it's really cool.
that's what I've heard. Plus, I'd like to get out there and check out Crater Lake.
Crater Lake, never heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've been all
It's
the way
funny, I
down
was
the
there
East
twice.
Coast.
My brother wanted to go there, but we ended up going to the Redwoods instead of.
Yeah.
When you get here, you got to go this way to Crater or this way to the Redwood, and we went to the Redwood trees,
Yep.
which were in California. But
Crater Lake is all, but right out there, South of Carolina, you got, what is it, the Deadwood or something? There's several things there that you can see. Custer's, I think, deals out there. You're really not terribly far from Sturgis, a couple hours. But Mount Rushmore has always intrigued me. But then I'm like, yes, well, you go there, you drive all that time, then you go there, you see it, there it is.
That's it.
what's funny, as a kid growing up watching Westerns, you always thought of, they're always talking about out west, and then as you get older, you find out it was about Missouri and Nebraska. I mean, it's like right in the middle of the United States, and it's like, that's not out west.
Well, at that time.
Oh, I know it, but I mean, in your mind, what you're
thinking further out. You're thinking Wyoming,
like Utah, and out there.
Idaho, and all that area.
I have been in Utah. I just landed there, I think, one time, Salt Lake City.
Sure, exactly what Michelle's saying.
Yeah,
Lake
Mead and fish for dead bodies.
When Lake Mead got so low, they were finding those dead people out there.
They were finding found cars.
Well, they were a lot of brought up from Nevada.
They would take you for, if you were in a gambling place and they'd take you back and then take you to Lake Mead and drop the body in there, so nobody ever found them.
Throw 5 pounds of weight on it to hold it to the ground.
You didn't accidentally fall in a barrel. And
No.
Texting this guy back.
But
is this the guy you're still trying to get in, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to have him because he would freak you guys out.
Is he the male stripper, Charlie?
No, he's been on.
Jared Bear, look over his phone and catch the name.
I already showed him, and I can tell you guys after the show, but I'm not going to put it out.
Announce it, live.
But because you guys already know it probably anyhow, and don't realize who I'm talking to. But he's been on. I'm trying to think. He's been on like several of these like crime drama shows. Not, I mean, investigative shows.
Okay.
I did see where WLW or one of those.
It's time to take a break, so we'll be back and we'll finish the show up.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's an effort to warn wild weather worrywarts, a new initiative coming before Congress to force thunder to roll before lightning strikes.
A shocking proposition that is sure to spark some debate, with a 70% chance of failure sweeping in overnight from the Dakotas.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Stories we make up just for you, and the latest on what's coming to the Murphy Theater, Ohio's hometown theater, every Monday morning on The Murphy Report.
Find us on the Murphy Theater website and on our own YouTube's channel.
Steve, I was once struck by lightning.
Oh, really? Any after effects?
Yeah, every time I sneeze, my garage door opens.
I had something similar happen to me. Every time I bend over to tie my shoes, I rip my pants.
Oh, from a lightning strike?
Yes.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. Labor analysts have done the math. If God used union workers to create the world, just how long would it take?
6 days and a day of rest? Hardly. Experts say we might still be under construction, but at least we'd be on more solid ground.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories just like these are what we're about on The Murphy Report, with a new report every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Plus all the real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in the heart of downtown Wilmington.
Hosted by veteran anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone. It's news you might lose. But if you do, we'll find it, we'll pick it up, we'll roll it up, and we'll stick it back in your front screen door.
That sounds more like a newspaper, Steve.
This isn't a newspaper?
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
Better than it's better than UDF's chocolate milk by far.
I've been on Coleraine Avenue in Cincinnati.
Game
where you
on.
can
Game on, folks. Game on.
Come on.
Game on.
Let's see how long Joe Davis can be quiet.
No.
just kidding.
Not possible.
Impossible.
Not possible.
It's already happened.
Joe
Yeah,
likes
he
to
already
hear his
blew it.
voice too much.
Now, look for it. We'll have more details to come on that. Okay. Hey, Billy Thompson. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey,
So,
Billy.
did everybody answer where was their favorite place to go? You said
I
you wanted-
did. I'm thinking on
Well,
the other
let's talk about some of the new places coming into Wilmington. You've got TJ Maxx.
Yes.
I'm not excited about it.
You've got Dunkin' Donuts.
Where's
Dunkin' Donuts,
where's
that's
Dunkin'
okay.
coming in
It's
at?
coming in where they say they're moving the new Super Mart Kroger, and that will be over there on Larry's property next to Wilmington Auto.
So we'll have another empty.
The
No.
Kroger's
So
is moving over there again?
Well, they are talking
Trying to get
about
us- they wanna-
a Kroger marketplace.
Yes,
which,
yes.
which it has, everything.
Because
Everything in the
Kroger's
world.
moved from there to there to there. Now they're going to move to there.
And you've got the
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Beside Skyline.
Waffle House.
And
Oh, that's where
let's
it's
see,
going.
Yes.
What's something else that we've got?
Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa will be once again in that area where
Wawa.
Kroger.
They're talking David's Drive-In.
Yeah,
The-
yeah.
Now, I don't know why. Technically, to me, Wawa's the truck stop.
Well, it was originally going to be at
73,
Interstates, yeah, but,
73 and
but
71.
They moved it. They thought about moving it into town simply because they felt that they would have that many more people that would. A Wawa there would I think do well.
Yeah, oh yeah, because
Dumbest name.
they're on there with David Drive and stuff. So yeah, if everything goes as planned, it's going to be interesting in the next 4 or 5 years. See what happens in Wilmington.
Now the other thing is I don't know what are they planning on doing with the old Frisch's.
They're still trying to get a Dolly's
They're
in.
trying to get a Dolly's
Dolly's
in
in there, but
Well, someone.
My wife
someone,
has been to a Dolly, says it's not fresh.
No.
Well, no, and someone said that they went and they got like the big boy platter at this Dolly.
yeah, and
And it was like $20-some.
well, somebody posted on Facebook that they got a breakfast burrito and a sandwich and a pop and something else, and it was almost $40. I'm sorry, I live in Sabina. If I want Frisch's, I'm going to Shell Coffee.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, they got some down toward Cincinnati and over toward.
Long John Silver's is in Chillicothe too. I better agree with that.
Hey, now this is. There's one in Chillicothe?
Long John Silver's, yeah.
Really?
Just up from Frisch's, same side of the street on the right, like next to Casa del Taco.
I still want to rallies.
Well, but speaking of that,
I almost put one in.
I saw where they're selling on Amazon. They're selling these old containers, and I saw a coffee shop that was put in a parking lot, and it was made from a couple of those containers. And I'm thinking that would be a great way to do a rallies. Use a couple of those old containers, and put it in a parking lot, and
Just
hang
make it a drive-through.
Yeah.
Not Seattle,
You mean like the old photo
Yeah.
shops where you could drop off your film and
Right. Do the same thing
Yeah.
because rallies is drive-through. They've
Well,
got,
I mean, they've got a walk-up window, but 99% of the
Yeah, well, you
business
can
is
still have a-
drive-through.
You can't go inside anywhere.
You can
Right,
still
yeah.
have a walk-up window, and you
Window.
can still have a few
Yeah.
tables out front, but it would primarily have a drive-through on each side. But using a container, I think
Versus
would be.
building a hard building.
That's right. You could just roll it in, set it down, you get your plumbing in, you'd be all set.
Put it out there by
Porta potty.
TSC.
Yeah.
So that parking lot's empty 90% of the time.
That's about how big that little restaurant is that I go to down there in Pilot Mountain.
Well, I'm telling you,
serious.
Really?
these
Yeah.
containers
It's
are
got 10
perfect for
stools.
that.
Oh wow!
And
They're
behind the
using them
counter,
for
they got about
tiny
that much room
homes.
to
Well,
walk.
in
Right in front of
around
the grill.
1995, 96, I was working at Bush truck center rental.
Is that where you stole all that money from them?
No.
No. Okay.
But we were making some big money from them at that time because they had a lot of people owed them money for late charges, and they charged $500 late charge and stuff because of these big trucks, and they had guys owing them $13,000, $25,000. So we would start collecting that, and we would give people deals saying, hey, you owe me $25,000. You pay me $15,000, I'll knock off $10,000. And they would. They'd pay me $15,000. And Bush gave us a percentage of that. So we were getting some pretty big money. Another guy came to me and said, Joe, let's put a Rowley's in Wilmington. We were going to put a Rowley's in Wilmington. 3 of us were going to go together.
You'd be a very rich man if you'd done that.
And we were going to do that. Well, 2 of the guys of the 3 guys decided to
steal money
from Bush. And what they did was this money that we were getting to send in to us, instead of giving it to Bush and getting a percentage, they were saying, send it to us and put B period, U period, S period, H period. And they went to Cincinnati, opened an account under B period, U period. And so when the money came in, instead of giving it to Bush, they took it there. They found out about it.
They siphoned off the money.
Well, they found these guys were taking vacations and stuff that, where are you guys getting this extra money to do that from? And they started checking in and found out they were stealing.
So you were the only one not
I was the only one not doing it, and
he still says that.
Yeah.
And they I mean, literally, we were making good money. Like, why
Did
kill
they
yourself?
serve a little time?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They came in and walked them out.
Were you getting worried?
I would no. I was because I was in it. I never thought about it. Never even entered my mind.
Joe, there's a lot of innocent people in jail.
Well, I was not there when they came in and walked them out, so I was at lunch when they came in.
You missed all the excitement.
So I came in, it was all over with, and some people were telling me about it later that they got walked out with.
Joe, they're coming to get you
handcuffs.
next.
That's right. Yeah.
But
he's right here at the Murphy Theater in Charlie's.
I wasn't doing any of the stupid stuff, and so I was never on there.
He saved that till later.
What's
with
the
Campus
statute
Nation.
limitations on that?
Yeah.
Larry Wilson's
probably
watching
5 years.
Newport.
10
How you
years at the
doing?
most.
Hi, Larry.
Charlie, who we have in the rest of the week? Tomorrow, Dustin.
Besides me, I mean,
Dustin
once you got
Pierce?
me, there's not much.
Dustin Pierce.
left.
And it's all downhill from now.
Yeah.
We got Dustin in tomorrow. On Thursday, we got the Fayette County Connection. We got Travis and Uncle Punky, Marky Michael, and Colleen Roundhouse. And
Awesome real estate.
Yeah, awesome real estate. On Friday,
Didn't I just say that?
we got Bill Lehrman and
Is this a mystery guest?
no, Dave Lawrence is going to be in, and Dave is one of the people that runs this police memorial thing.
Oh, okay.
So, and I unfortunately don't know as much as Bill does about it, but I will look it up and we'll see what that's all about. Do you guys know much about that?
Did you hear about? I just heard this yesterday about the flag at half-mast, and in the state of Ohio because of it was for fallen police and firefighters and stuff, and so the flag for this week, the flag has been flying at half-mast for that.
Let me find Bill Lehrman's Facebook here because he has more on this. I didn't know that, Joe. Let's see, Bill Lehrman. Let me see if I can find it.
A lot of people would have thought that was for the Pope.
A lot of it, yeah, I knew part of it was for
National
the Pope.
Police Week is going to be observed May 11th through the 17th. And locally, the activities are organized by retired WPD officer Dave Lawrence, his wife Barb and Shane, and his son Shane. In Wilmington, special ceremony scheduled 1 o'clock on Monday the 12th. In recent years, current municipal court Judge David Henry as a speaker, Prosecutor Schittiger, City Safety Services Director. Those who have made the ultimate sacrifice will be honored, and previously deceased employees of the city department will be honored. This year's event will take place on the lawn in front of the Wilmington Methodist Church. because that, I guess, is where the last place a Wilmington police officer lost his life.
Give me your final thought, Charlie. You got one?
Okay, Dad, hang on. I'm getting there.
Trying to move this along. It's 10 o'clock. The
It is
satellite's
10
moving.
o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, final thought for the day. Every time I look in my wallet, I see Jackie Robinson. Willie Mays said that. Every time I look in my wallet, I see Jackie Robinson.
Yep.
The late, great Willie Mays. The Say Hey Kid. So tomorrow, come back. We just got Dustin tomorrow. Go vote today. That's right. And I explained this earlier, but I got shot down.
Vote no.
So Rick says vote no. I'm saying vote yes. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say either. I'm just going to say like Brian said, go vote.
Go vote.
Go vote.
Go
Do
vote.
your
You make up your own mind.
I'm
do
gonna
your
say
civic duty.
Go vote no.
Rick, so we're going to cancel each other out.
Do not
All right.
change the Ohio Constitution. It's good enough now.
See
All
y'all.
right,
See everybody later.